Hey, this is Dan.
Bob.
And Dr. Aggro.
From GigaBoots.com, and welcome to the GigaBoots Podcast, episode 17? 17.
17. It's only 17.
Do we have a number? Name? A
No,
number?
okay, I was
like, we just
got
did
the number.
Okay, since we're not really... I don't think we have anything for 17. What I was thinking about calling this one is GigaBoots Podcast number 17, Lock If Old. I figure I'll leave that to YouTube to just lock the video once it gets old.
Okay.
That'll happen inevitably. Speaking of which, I need to get the GigaBoots Square logo from you in as high of a res as possible because YouTube finally twisted my nuts in just the right way where I'm like, fine, we'll have a Google Plus page. And then it took away our logo.
What?
Like it does.
But I remember setting up our Google Plus page the other day, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope I have a good version of that still.
Right. Otherwise, we're upscaling our 100 by 100 version and telling everyone to eat it.
No, it's just 8-bit.
That applies so directly to so many 8-bit remixes I've heard on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's not shitty Game Boy sounds I've layered over this. The whole song's 8-bit.
I can hear drums, you fucker.
So, you know, Sultans of Swing. They just become the Sultans or whatever as time goes on. Sultans, they all sound pretty cool, but I don't think Sultans of Dubstep would ever have the class that Sultans of Creole or any of the other names in that song did. I was like, maybe one day they will become the Sultans of Dubstep. And then the song changes genre completely at that point and starts making machine noises. I'd listen to that. Because it's like a Lonely Island song. It's a 3-minute build-up to what the hell, laughing your ass off once, and then regretting buying that album for $18. You know, all I had was this one song.
Was it Spring Break Anthem? Because I've listened to that song like 10 times.
I think for me on the new album, Semicolon.
Yeah.
Cause yeah. That's not how you use Semicolon.
I was really worried about that when I first listened to that song.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, maybe I just don't know these alternate uses for. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold my tongue for once in my goddamn life.
I was so disappointed and sad and angry the whole song
I didn't
through.
learn anything.
It just ends, and I'm like, oh, it was a joke. That's funny. I was still angry most of this song.
Someone please teach me to use a semicolon now. I went to public and private schools. I still don't fucking know how to use that goddamn thing.
And it's on every keyboard.
Yeah, all of them.
Because why not?
Taunting us.
It's like a tilde. Why don't you just fuck off? Why don't you L fuck off? I don't know what you're for.
Oh man, what's the name of that one keyboard?
The PS4 has the keypad thing that's like built into the UI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and there's a button to do tilde. Like a button to switch to tilde marks and stuff.
Yeah.
And yet there's not a button to switch to things like ampersand and @ sign. I'm like, really? I have to scroll down to that? I can't just... There's no hotkey for it?
There's no hotkey to switch to symbols in general.
Right,
what
for
I've
symbols
seen.
in
That's
general.
fucking insane.
Right? It's like, that's...
I'm typing a sentence. Now, I don't know if you know this, PlayStation, but sentences almost always end in a symbol. So I'm having to, yeah. But on a very related note, you know, clicking R3 does the motion thing.
Right.
That is, like at first, we all had the same reaction. Did you know this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you've seen this.
I found it first, motherfucker.
He's right.
Okay, well, I'm just making sure.
You forge me a medal and you give it to me in a ceremony.
Right now?
Yes.
That's a bit demanding, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm demanding it.
Yeah, at first I was like, what the fuck? Who in their right mind? And then, like, a day or two ago, I gave it the time of day, and I'm like, oh, this is just way better.
Yeah,
I'm never going back.
I've been using that a lot since the launch night. I was like, that's really cool.
I didn't really type out that many messages, but then people started messaging me, and they're like, hey, you want to co-op on Resogun? And I'm like, sure. And they're like, never mind, I got the trophy, bye.
Oh.
Like one of the dudes on Twitter, which if you look, you can see me having the conversation with that guy. He's like, you want to co-op veteran on Resogun? And then like, I don't know, not even that much later, maybe 7 hours at most. I'm like, sure, I'll be ready in 10 hours if you're still interested. And he's like, no, I got it, bye. Thanks. And I'm like, damn, dude. Damn. So, Bob,
What's up?
what have you been playing?
Too much this week.
Yeah, this week is kind of a fucking shitstorm.
Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty. No, yeah, I guess
Yeah,
I played
you
Call of Duty,
Ghosts.
Killzone.
I saw you play it after we did that
Yes,
quick
I
play.
did a little bit more.
The activity feed on PS4 is very dangerous. I've had people congratulate me on a platinum trophy, which is something that never once happened. Okay, outside of Phil, never once happened in my life. So
Senran
that's dangerous.
Kagura Burst.
Oh yeah, Senran Kagura Burst for the
I played a little
3DS.
bit of what is the name of that thing?
Is
With
it on
Queen?
PC? Oh yeah.
Oh my god, what is it called?
Long Live the Queen.
I think that's it.
Yeah. See, it's in case you've never heard of it. It is a princess raising simulator, but
Huh.
if you don't raise her right, she'll enact a policy or act in a way that'll get her ass killed. And it's fucking cute as hell. And they just go, but then she was obnoxious and pissed off these people, and they murdered her.
There's no like raise an army button.
Well, there is, but that doesn't matter if you're poisoned, which is one of the
Guard.
things. Like, she has a weakness for sweets, and unfortunately, poison as well.
My only weakness.
And bullets.
Poison.
Poison bullets. Okay,
Trying to
so
remember what else
doing
there
a
was.
recap. Call of Duty Ghosts, Killzone. You played a bit of Battlefield. You've played more of my copy of Battlefield than me
This is
because
true.
I'm still waiting on tech support, but we'll get to that
Still?
later. Yes.
Oh my god.
Long Live the Queen or whatever that's called.
Senran Kagura
Sunrun
Burst.
Kagura Burst.
Assassin's Creed. Did we
Assassin's Creed Black Fag? Is that
something like that?
Black
Wow.
Fags? What? Black Fags? Am I... Where's that box?
Killzone.
Those are gay pirates in the game, right?
Wow.
I thought...
Oh, wow.
What?
I've said some classless shit before.
Guys, I don't play Assassin's Creed. I thought that was the logical conclusion to the future storyline.
Yeah, that's.
I heard it concluded, and then they announced this new one, Black Fags, and I was just like, okay, you know, put it front and center.
You thought a storyline focused around homosexual Nubians was the logical extent of the future storyline.
It was pretty homosexual, so...
Do you think Abstergo's like building these people? Is that what Altair was looking for?
Yes.
Is that what we fought the Crusades over?
Uh-huh, yeah.
This army of gay black people.
They're super athletes.
But they're also really gay.
Yes. Well,
All right, yeah, that's what this game's about. Yeah.
Okay, good.
You'll enjoy the quick play we do.
Yeah.
I have some Bronze Age history for you because we have some things that are stunningly close to that.
Fuck yes. I want to hear about that. Oh yeah, we started releasing the Way of the Samurai.
I noticed that every time
Let's
it gets
play.
posted, I'm like, what?
But that was March. So yeah, I don't know. Something about a wandering samurai quotation marks named blatantly queer is just fabulous.
God, I forgot we did that.
So in any case, Bob, anything else?
I feel like there was something, but I can't even remember.
I forget
Too
what-
much. Oh, Resogun, of course.
Resogun, because
And-
everyone should. It's free. with
Right, and what
PlayStation
what
Plus,
else
and
are
the
you
console
doing?
comes with it.
I need to download Binary Domain on PS3. Apparently that went free
It did.
this week. And
It
I'm
did.
like,
That stuff, it's
wanna-
free, and same way. Binary Domain was really fun.
I wish it was the PC version because that one runs.
Yeah. Man, so about how Unreal Engine 3 on PS4, like we've seen Warframe and stuff, and
Warframe.
yeah, that's exactly what I wanted Unreal to be.
Right.
Like I want it to just be an easy way to make games that runs.
So well. Rochelle,
Yes.
she cannot watch first-person shooters. She gets motion sick. She can't play them. She can't watch them.
From what I understand, a lot of what causes that is field of view. If you change the degree of field of view, which obviously you can't in most console shooters, the motion sickness may actually subside.
Well, I'm saying she can't watch me play most video games.
Weird.
Warframe, not a problem.
And Ryan, that is third person. Has she watched you play Uncharted?
Yes.
Okay. No,
Not
just curious.
well.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, I played Warframe on my Vita. Because
Awesome.
I can.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
We should talk about remote play in a bit. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Warframe.
Warframe, yeah, I played a little bit of that last night. That was it.
We need to play some Dragon's Crown on this off week.
Yeah.
This is happening.
All right. Noted.
We're too close to being done with that last difficulty.
You
I
mean
forget
that second to last difficulty?
No.
Oh, did we get to the last one?
Yeah, we got to the last difficulty.
God.
You and I had a real son of a bitch of a time killing that dragon for the second time.
Yeah.
You take his crown.
I think maybe after killing the third dragon, we get to take its crown.
I don't know.
You get a crown for killing the dragon. Does that do you?
I don't think so.
probably full of
Like
it
the
there.
way the crown worked was.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really just simplistic. Or people said that it controlled the dragon. It didn't really control the dragon. So it was just a crown.
It turns out like it was just lore and
Like that's fine when you kill the dragon and take it and find out it's not magical. It's not fine when like you send the rogue to steal it. And he's like, now I control it. Ow, ow, my legs.
It's actually worse than that. What was it? Basically, there were rumors started to protect the kingdom. You need the dragon's crown, and the dragon's crown's going to control the dragon, the huge, fucking, enormous, powerful dragon from a nether dimension, and keep it from killing you all. And by having that shit under tap, the rest of the countries will leave you the fuck alone. So you're just trying to fucking find the thing, and everyone dies on that trip to go fucking find the thing, but one dude, including the king. Because apparently he was in that team. They were like, we found it. And he's like, oh, good. Da, 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 da. Dies. So yeah, it was kind of like, we need this to defend the kingdom. Kills king. That was a dumb idea. By the way, if you think we ruined Dragon's Crown for you, you obviously haven't played the game because the plot is
Yeah.
something you will not find to be the centerpiece. Let me phrase it like that. Aggro. What have you been playing?
I played a shit ton of Warframe because like I'd seen a couple of videos. I did not expect that game to be that goddamn fun.
Yeah. Imagine Guns the Duel, but not the cheapest piece of shit ever.
I just like a Warframe, Cyborg Ninja. Okay. And then you go in and it's like, this is somewhere between Alien and Warhammer. Oh my god. It's my favorite kind of sci-fi where they don't actually tell you what's going on. They just shotgun nouns at you and like you try to figure it out. I feel bad because I downloaded it to the Nexus. I played it for like 3 hours, and then I got a PS4. So I haven't gone back to it yet.
It's horrible. Like, that's how I am for a lot of stuff. I'll get to that one.
I've been playing Gravity Rush because I didn't, and I feel bad. I felt bad for it for a while for owning a Vita and not playing Gravity Rush.
Yeah, you and Jay's from HailZeon.com, apparently.
Yeah. So
Did Brett even?
I don't know.
I think you and me are the only two people who played Gravity Rush.
Crazy.
yeah, so then I got PlayStation Plus and it's like free. I'm like, yay! Played the shit out of Gravity Rush.
Yeah,
The game's really good.
as I was saying on Twitter, I don't know what it is. Like, I can't articulate it into words, but there's some... And I hate this term applied to video games, but in this case, it is an esoteric thing, so I'm going to say it. There's some sort of je ne sais quoi with it, where, yeah,
Well, the game is pretty French.
it is pretty fucking French. See, that would be the one game where I use it, because there's fake French all over it. Yeah. I don't know, like something about that's missing from this last generation of games, which is what I like after playing it for the first time. I'm like, Bob, something.
I mean, just the thought of It's an open world game that has a unique area. It's not just, oh, this is like Detroit or this is like Chicago.
Yeah, it's the game is two things, two words used at their very basis meanings. It's fantastic and it's wonderful. It's just charming.
It's amazing how words like that are completely ruined by usage.
So speaking of generic gray shooters, I've been playing Killzone.
Yes.
And I played the first forest level. I'm like, this is really pretty. This is it's okay. And then I got to the spaceship level, and I'm like, holy shit, I love this game.
I actually haven't played any of the single player on that.
I got to the spaceship. I got inside of it and then I turned it off last
Oh my
night.
god, guys, play the spaceship.
Yeah.
The great thing it does, you can see it in the forest level, is it gives you two ways to do it. You can go in loud, or you can try to sneak around and like stealth kill guys. And every structure I've come to, it gives you a way to get in. Like go around and there's a vent. I think it might be vents forever, but find the vent, sneak in. I'm on the spaceship and I find the thing, and I'm down in the vent and I take like 2 turns and I end up all the way past a section where I could like duck between walls and over into alcoves and sneak around and try to get the guys Metal Gear Solid 1 style. But now I'm just behind them all with a bunch of weapon racks up on a catwalk. So I just make that shit rain with a shotgun. I'm like, stealth mode!
From what I've played of it and what I've seen of it, I appreciate how they don't hold your hand. Like, it seems to be, like, this entire gen has been, this last gen. Hey, it's next gen, guys.
Yay!
This last gen was all about, like, it's the corridor shooter, and we hold your hand, and we pare down what your options are to such a limited set, because we need this to be a tight, advertisable experience. Mm-hmm. So that way videos of this that go up on the internet look good. And our quick play is pretty open. Like, it's just us sort of fucking around in this giant forest area. I really appreciate that they're just like, no, we're not doing that anymore. This is a giant fucking level. There's all these different elements. Mm-hmm. Work your way through it.
I hear that is the only, or like that
it's
shows
the only huge level that does that, but I've seen multiple other levels that give you the tools to tackle in your own way.
Yeah, like he mentioned that one, and I've seen a video of that.
The
that
breaching that
one.
building, and that
there seems to be always
incredible.
at least 1 or 2 ways you can do it, or like change the order in which you do things.
Yeah,
and I've had to readjust for that because I'm used to games where it's like, okay, you need to do this, bing, or like follow the path. And it's like, do this. I'm like, where is it? The game's like, I don't know. You're there. Look for it, bitch.
I know. Like,
I'm like, this is. Oh my god! No, wait. This is correct. Time to go play a video game.
Yeah, that was the exact thought process I had. Me and Bob are like, okay, are we going the right way in this forest? I don't know. That's kind of awesome. There's just so much. Okay, well, let's kill those guys.
I mean, even like Far Cry 3, where it's just a huge open area, it's like, it has to be, the whole game is just, it's big and open. They have a waypoint to go to.
Right.
And it's not the same feeling of, okay, I really need to get this stuff done in this whole area.
Yeah.
I need to tackle it somehow.
I really wish I got to play Far Cry 3, because it's going to be brutal to ever play that now. Now that we're in the next gen, like, the only version I would want to touch is PC.
Right.
So I played that I played the co-op multiplayer on PS3, and then I played a very small bit of, like, single player. So I know that's not the experience I want. Like, I know that much. I don't want to buy it on Steam just to try the fucking game.
Right.
Because what I have to deal with, and the reason why I want to have hands-on experience, there are people who sit there and believe Far Cry 3 is the ultimate shooter. Like, that exact thing you just said of the waypoint, no, that's it done right. They want a waypoint on the screen with this giant island, not just be left to their own devices or in a tightly well-designed area. Like, that gets I forget the term they use, the experience they're looking for, basically. I'm like, I don't know, from what I played of that game, it didn't really seem tightly knit. It seemed about as well designed per area as an Infamous, and I'm not going to sit there and praise the Infamous experience when most of that is, Cole, there are motherfuckers over there, blow them up!
Motherfuckers, those motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers!
That's for waypoint
Cole,
systems.
shotgun? Really? You have a lightning?
Got big ass rubber mitts on with a shotgun. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the waypoint system goes, I was laughing when Warframe does it because Warframe, the ships are procedurally generated,
Yeah.
and they give you a waypoint. It could be like 3 floors up on the other side of the ship, so they give you midway points, like on your mini map. Like, go to this door. Okay, now go to the middle of this room. Now go to this end of this room.
Yeah, I thought that was funny because it is just that. It's not even like, go here and do this. No, it's go here. Okay, now actually go here, but really go here.
Yeah, it's Warframe. Doing
And
a
I'm like,
dungeon run. Exploration's not the point.
You're fucking with me. Now do this. Now go back to that place you were just at. I was really concerned it was going to break down to that.
I love in Killzone how they got the what I will forever refer to as the Last of Us style see-through walls thing.
Yes.
Where with that sonar. I love like the risk reward. If you can see farther, but don't fuck it up because they'll know you're here.
Yeah, if you hold it too long, it'll overcharge it and make a noise.
Yeah.
When I was on the ship, I did it. I'm like, okay, there are like three Hellgas down there, and I'm like sneaking around. I'm going past walls, and I keep trying to turn the camera to see them. I'm like, I don't know. Can I cross that gap? And I finally figure out they're like a floor below me, just on the other side of the room. So I couldn't tell by the elevation. I'm like, well, I've been in this room for 10 minutes for no reason.
Cool.
I love trying to go in and stealth as many of them as I can. It's so satisfying.
Now I'm just thinking about the next Uncharted.
Right?
So, Aggro, what have you been doing since the last podcast?
Fucking teaser.
They showed that teaser for the new Uncharted on the PS4
Spike
launch
TV.
event on Spike TV with Geoff the Giraffe Keeley.
That sounds right.
That should be his nickname.
Giraffe rig.
Yeah.
I think you have to give out Doritos Pope first.
Yeah.
An interesting thing is it just the title tag said Uncharted,
Yeah.
not Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
No subtitle either.
Yeah. They just, they're like, it's Uncharted. We're gonna subtitle it later, is what I'm thinking. They're thinking.
Yeah.
Because it's probably not.
Or some kind of weird series reboot, or like we're not doing a Drake story, or
I could see that we're not doing a Drake story, so that way they wouldn't want to give out the subtitle then.
Right.
I really couldn't see a reboot. I think everyone who's expecting that, not entertaining the
well, yeah, I
possibility.
mean, like I don't think it's full reboot. I mean, just
Yeah,
like
there are
resetting
people
and-
who think they're rebooting Uncharted. It's like, dude, that franchise is what, 7 years old? It's 6 years old. What are they, Capcom?
We're getting close to that kind of cycle.
I don't know that Sony would do that.
It hasn't hit video games yet, but
Oh no, it has. Like
Yeah.
they started rebooting stuff that
I don't
is
know.
way too
Infamous
young.
2 wanted to be a reboot, so
Yeah, that was the weirdest thing Sony has ever done. I mean, not advertising Twisted Metal, that's weird. Making Cole McGrath, that was the like, holy shit. One, no one thinks this new design is cool. No one. If you do, you shut up or I'll come to your house and beat you up. In any case, I like variety. I like PlayStation from the idea that you get a bunch of different types of games. And as such, I liked Cole McGrath being this very realistic human being in the sense of he's not overly likable. He doesn't have characteristics that are over the top. Like, you look at his character design and the way he acts in 1, and that is on the opposite end of the slider from 2, where it's like, I'm free running and I've got this jacket. Here's a tattoo of a tear. It's like, holy shit, character designer. Stop Nomura-ing. Calm down and make a human being. I don't know. I appreciated it. This is like Nathan Drake, you get to be charming. Cole, no. Your girlfriend's dead. And you may or may not have had something to do with that.
so we've got Infamous,
Yeah.
where the superpowers are awesome and the free running's kind of phoned in, but a little fun.
Yeah.
Well, now we need Mirror's Edge 2, where the free running is balls out on the tip, awesome, and the superpowers is like press X to lightning.
Well, they did have that slow-mo ability.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just thinking, man, Infamous has free riding, but God, it's so much better than Assassin's Creed.
It's funny because every time Assassin's Creed comes up, that's what he says. Like he's like, and I mean, I was kind of irritated by everyone who was like, God, this game annoys the fuck out of me. Cole just wants to grab onto everything, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I interface with games completely different from you, but I know if I drive Cole next to that ledge, guess what he's gonna do?
Yeah. I love
If I
pointing
run
him at a building
Mario-
and spamming jump.
If I run Mario into the side of a Goomba, I don't get upset that he didn't walk past him.
Look, man, you gotta have the run button. He just auto jumps over the Goomba. It's fine.
Oh god, that is like 7th generation Mario.
Look, man, Bob, if you got a problem with the Assassin's Creed claw, all right, you can take it up with my Assassin's Creed 1 claw.
Now that those R2 triggers are hard to hold down, this is actually kind of tiring after an hour.
Yeah?
Yeah, honestly, sometimes I just set the controller on my knee to push it down.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Maybe run should be the norm, and then you hold R2 to not run.
I love that everyone... Yes, I completely agree with that concept because I believe not running is more an act than running. For the people in Assassin's Creed, much like
Creed
children.
1, I didn't play the later games, but that totally yeah, this is the great idea that you need to refine into a better control scheme.
Altair, stop running. You're gonna get hurt.
I think that I wanted to talk about this more in the quick play, honestly, but yeah, I think this might have made the running worse. It feels like I haven't played 1, 2 in a long time, but I don't remember them feeling this clunky.
At very least, it just goes to show that they haven't really improved the movement in
Also, he
Assassin's
no
Creed.
longer like touches people.
Yeah,
That's
I-
weird.
They
favorite
started.
part,
They
right?
started pulling that back at some point.
And now you can't like hold together and like tackle through crowds.
Because I don't think the guy in 3 was molesting people.
See, like, everything I hear about the later Assassin's Creed games, they keep removing all the things that I thought Assassin's Creed was supposed to be about.
Right? I kind of agree with that.
Like, they made him some kind of combat action game. Like, I remember in 1, it was the most fun thing, and I wanted them to improve on that formula of going around and setting up your assassination, figuring out the layout of the city, finding a way in, kill the guy. I'd appreciated some Hitman-style options there, but it was still awesome, and then getting the fuck out.
This new one adds 2 things I've been wanting since the first game.
What is it?
You can aim your long-range weapons.
Oh, shit.
Finally.
Yeah.
That should have been the last one so hard. They added a bow.
Yeah.
And yet you couldn't aim it. Mm-hmm. And 2, now you can run up to a corner of the corner of a building or something, and you'll actually like lean up against it, and you'll be able to look around, and then if someone walks by, you can like grab them and stab them.
Then you're sprinting for your life from the guards, and you hit a corner, and you're not holding the right context button. He just casually leans.
No. That would be hilarious.
Sup?
I've been needing this.
You son of a bitch! Stab.
It's actually... That's fucking hilarious. What's the name of the guy in the new one?
Edward Kenway.
They're like, it's Edward! Sup? It's just like 2
How's it
dozen
going?
dudes
That can't be
pointing.
him. He's too damn casual.
That guy's way cooler than Edward. Edward's a douche.
He's probably a lot uglier, too. Yeah, my wife says he's hung like an elf. Why did you... I don't think about it. That's how I get through my day.
That's how I do. Join me, won't you, for this magical journey? Yeah, I would really like to see somebody go back and play. Maybe we should have you do this. Play the first Assassin's Creed and then play the latest, and sort of like play the first and document what exactly they think they feel needs improvement just from that, and be like, this is the direction I would expect the game to go in based on the promise of Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed 1 is
I like
very
playing this
promising.
one a lot. I was like, oh man, I really want to play 1 again. I noticed I sold it or something because a long time ago.
This gen, your trading in games raid down like a vengeance. I mean, last gen, I can see the mistakes from here.
I just remember in the first one.
Soul Nomad, really?
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Hey.
I haven't even played that one yet. It sounds good though.
It sounds excellent, you douche.
Gotta have those Nipponichi games.
Gotta. Sure. Okay. But you were saying something about
Like
Assassin's
the
Creed.
Assassin's Creed 1, like they chose an era where all the architecture was really simplistic because that was the time period.
Yeah, and there
right?
were actual fucking assassins.
Right. And now it's like it's
Aggro.
clear that it's not designed for this the other setting.
Aggro.
If it makes
now-
you feel better, the new one, you aren't an assassin.
Are you still dressed in that fruity white outfit?
Yes.
Fuck that game.
I have a video to show both of you. In any case, have you seen it? It's the one where the glitch happens and his lip movement stops working.
Yes.
God, that is a
I haven't
glorious
seen that
video.
yet.
That thing is, I almost bought the game on the hope that it would do that. But since it wasn't the PS4 version that I saw the video of, it was the PS3, I was like, that seems like I'm hoping for too much there. Now we really need to make you play through the Assassin's Creed games, because hearing somebody
Like
who
hour
knows
4. I
as-
still don't have a crossbow.
like hearing somebody who knows that much about history talking about like the various things they're doing with it is so much more fascinating to me than the game.
Yeah, I can see that.
This is why hipsters listen to this podcast. They're like, these guys know where it's at. They're bashing Assassin's Creed. Everyone else is just circle jerking and talking about how great it is, but these guys are awesome because they do the opposite of what everyone else does.
You know, the modern day part of 4 is the game development
Yeah,
thing.
Abstergo. Yeah.
I'm so glad that I've only had to see it twice.
The game development thing?
Oh, for some reason the company Abstergo, it is the same company.
Yes, it's a company run by them. They are
They're
researching the
showing
pirate
the
area
animus.
to make a pirate video game based on that.
Yeah, that's
You-
what Liberation is.
It's that too.
It's a video game. Like there's no
Yeah. They actually see an ad
front
for
end. Yeah, they
Liberation.
just say like, "Hey, this is a video game," and you're in there, and your first note that it's something weird is somebody goes, "Hey, they're trying to sell the shit as a video game, but things are weird," and then like it goes back to your regular.
That's just creatively bankrupt, though, to be like, they're making a video game. The first thing that
It could be done cool, but like,
Yeah, I
you know what? You know
understand.
what would really profit the Assassin's Creed series?
Huh.
If one didn't happen. It would seem like a lot more cohesive whole if one wasn't there as the shining beacon of promise to look down upon the rest of these games.
So about the beginning of this gen.
God
What
damn
a
it.
Yeah, there were so many.
This last gen. That was so glorious. You got Mirror's Edge, Assassin's Creed 1, all these different games that were just like, welcome to next gen. It's going to be beautiful.
And
we
then
didn't
it
even
was
get
like,
the-
we're gonna crank this out every year, and it's gonna just get worse.
Like, we didn't even get that this time, and I don't think we're gonna get that outside of exclusives because of how many people are doing cross-generational games. So we don't even get that balls deep, diving into the deep end of the pool, sort of like, we're next gen, so fuck! This is open world and assassins! No, it's gonna be, well, here's this. It looks prettier than this version on last gen, but, you know, it's not a game concept that couldn't have run then. Watch Dogs!
Yeah, okay.
I
Maybe
really,
the Division.
I really have an issue. Yeah, I think that's going to be. I don't think there are going to be enough of those type deals where it's just like this hella couldn't run last gen. At least for the first couple of years. And really that boom of promise in the 7th generation came from those first couple of years of like the Assassin's Creeds, the Mirror's Edge of like, this next gen is going to be crazy. Shit is going to get real. This time it's going to be like, it's still clunky and doesn't work right.
The kids are down with that, I guess.
Yeah.
that is hip and down with the kids. No longer do we have the hope and the promise for the future. The in thing with today's kids is, this is really as good as it's going to get.
Yeah.
How could it get any better?
Our generationally, we have leveled off.
It's true.
Are we going to beat the Russians to the moon? Don't really care.
Is China gonna invade? Nah, that would kind of suck.
Yeah.
I mean, oh man, all of the shows that I was gonna reference as a pop culture thing, because I don't watch television, so I have to pull this, like, I scrape it off of other sources so that way I can derisively refer to them when supposing pretend people. I'm like, I can't watch Breaking Bad that way. Shit, that ended. I can't watch. Did Game of Thrones end? Oh no. I don't know.
I think China's gonna put a man on the moon soon.
They said they were.
Just to confuse and terrify
After
us.
seeing the bullet train thing, though,
They can bullet train to the moon. I've seen Galaxy Express.
They'll get a man on the moon. Getting him off is a problem.
I don't know that.
They'll get parts of a man on the moon.
They're gonna get a man on the moon. It's gonna be an American tourist. This is our declaration of war.
Cool.
Damn.
Wow, there's no spacesuit either. That's great.
Fucking China declares war on us. We don't have a war. We just start nuking. We're not having any of that shit. We're not going to.
I'm about to say some horrible things if we continue down this path, and I'd rather not be recorded on the internet saying things. So, in any case, guess what I've been playing?
No.
So we're moving on to the news. What?
I got the Hex Alpha client.
Dude, are you...
It hasn't worked yet.
Real quick. Are you Gambit? It feels like my arm is about to explode when you grabbed it. You are hot as hell,
Yes,
motherfucker.
I am a warm son of a bitch.
No. Grab his shoulder. He needs to know. Does it not feel like energy is about to corrupt your arm and explode it?
I wouldn't immediately jump to that, but that is a
Guys,
possibility.
I'm a druid. I never told you.
Turns into a bear.
I use these amazing solar hands to heal baby foxes.
What about making bread?
No, that is
Never.
not the way.
Never once. Hex?
Yeah, got it downloaded, logged in. Couldn't get a match versus AI to work. Kept bugging.
Let me know when that does start working, because we can do a quick play.
Yeah.
We'll figure out some way. Either you can come over to my house, do it on my computer, and then we'll figure something out. Or whatever. Because I have problems.
I had one of our fans.
The Hex in the Blizzard thing. What was the name of that one?
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. When those were announced, I was like, oh, what fucking bullshit monetization. Oh, no. I've already bought hundreds of dollars of this shit, and it hasn't even come out. I can feel that part of my brain. It's in there. It's waiting. It's worse than Trophy Edition. It's just latent. And I'm going to download the game and be like, this is kind of funny. It'll be like a moment in an anime where my eyes go and contract. And then I'll wake up and all my money's gone.
I want me some Hex, man. Like I played a couple hours of Hearthstone on your brother's account.
Yeah.
Because he can't make a deck for shit.
He can't
Like,
stop
it's a
me.
30-card deck. How did you fuck this up? How many cost 8 monsters do you have? Well, they're really powerful.
Yeah. He hasn't played TCG since Magic
Old
the
Magic,
Gathering
I assume,
and
yeah.
Tempest Edition. Which is funny. I love. Sorry, before we move on to whatever you were going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Before we do that, I just need to say, every time I fucking read a sentence from somebody who's like, I stopped playing Magic the Gathering so long ago, I think the most recent edition was 8th. I'm like, bitch, please. 6th edition came out well after I stopped. Tempest was the shit. Fuck you. You didn't stop that long ago, you 12-year-old.
Yeah, I can't make any claim to that. I started with 10th edition.
See, that's the thing. It's okay to be like, yeah, I started and stopped around here, but to make a huge deal out of it and be
I'm
like,
so
oh man,
hardcore.
so long ago. I'm like, dude, did you see people with black lotuses? No? Were you there for Unglued Edition?
Oh, Jesus.
No?
I was.
Yeah, you were.
You fucker. So to clarify this story, Dan has magnanimously agreed to teach me to play Magic.
I'm such a good friend.
So he hands me a green elf deck,
I do. It's my favorite.
and he's
deck.
like, because I'm like, I love green, let's do it. And he's like, I'm going to use this blue deck. Now wait, because I can hear you guys, using a blue deck on your green deck to teach you Magic? That's a dick move. You have not yet seen the dickery. This motherfucker mixes in cards from the Unglued set into his blue deck.
But that's because my blue is an asshole
You
deck.
cast...
Bronze calendar.
You cast a Dispel to stop what I was doing, then put down a card to put that Dispel into your hand, and then activate another to put that other card back into your hand. You capsize. You fucker.
You also forget the great items such as Bronze Calendar that makes every single spell cheaper to cast as long as I don't use my normal voice. You phrased it. As long as I use a different voice. So if I did it twice, I could go back to my original voice. And on top of that, the magic word, where you have to ask please every time you cast a spell.
Now, see, I had heard the stories of Magic, how it was old and complex and arcane and weird and layers and layers. I thought maybe the game is this weird. Maybe Dan's got some rare and powerful cards.
Maybe he's not a gigantic asshole. I will entertain this thought. Weeks later. No.
And this motherfucker has the gall to look at me about round 2 and go, "You're not using that deck right."
Yeah.
And then he started using sliver decks.
Yeah, I actually, and that's the thing. You didn't get to fight. That wasn't even my final form. I dismantled my sliver deck because people stopped playing with me because of that shit.
They apparently sell them now.
Yeah, but I doubt they come with a Lurin, which makes so many slivers free to cast. So it's just like, that's out now. Na 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 na. So getting off the topic of Magic the Gathering and my impending addiction to Hearthstone, which because Hearthstone's tied into Blizzard lore, I feel like that would just be inherently a better experience for myself. Because I like, from a distance, Blizzard lore from Warcraft 3, aka World of Warcraft lore, as far as most people know. Because most of that is just silly. Straight from 3. And then
Before it got silly?
Before.
Look, I don't know. I saw the Panda edition.
Panda?
I saw the Night Elf with deer antlers. You want to talk to me?
I wish it was called that. Panda edition. And then Diablo 3. Like, if we could just
Diablo
take
3
Diablo
Panda
3
edition
out and make it Panda edition. Did you hear the PS4 version comes with the expansion for Diablo 3? So it's going to have the expansion for Diablo 3, be the much improved version that was already in console with the loot that works and the dodge mechanic and all that other stuff, and be 1080p for up to 4 players.
It still might not be any good.
It will probably just be like everything after Diablo 2 was. You know? That exact grade of 8 out of 10. It's sad. Diablo 2 was too good. It was too good. It's kind of like when we hit that point in 2D games, you know, where we were like, this was amazing. This is the peak. Now time to... No, we can't do that better. 3D games. Here we go. Crash Bandicoot? Question mark.
We need to make a new game. But guys, we've already made Wampum for the NES, the definitive side-scrolling Native American action experience. We have to kill ourselves.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed 3 canceled.
As odd as it sounds, I'm now thinking about, wait, who owns the rights to Another World? I think Eric Jahi ended up with the rights himself.
I think we can take that guy.
Job. Yeah? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's beat up the guy who made Another World.
What I was going to say earlier, someone messaged me on, or one of our fans messaged me on the PlayStation Network saying they wanted a quick play of Playroom.
Was it Izumo Lee?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was Jedi MPEG.
Oh, Jedi MPEG. Okay. There are 2 or 3 fans
right
now
from
GigaBoots
play
that both
Playroom.
I mean, I wanted to do that too, but during my work week, there wasn't a convenient time for me to come over, steal your camera, and try that and the face streaming out. I don't understand...
Let's try out face streaming.
Now I'm on record saying this. I don't understand people who want face cams for their live streams or even Let's Plays. I don't get that at all. That is weird to me. But resoundingly, what I'm hearing from everyone who's watching PlayStation live streams, they're just like, man, it'd be better if this guy had a camera so that way we could see his face. I'm like, what? That's insane to me. Are you not here for the game and the audio commentary? No, I must see his face. And I was like, that's stupid. But then I thought about how
show them things.
But then I thought about how fucking angry I was at Resogun, and I'm like, never mind. That is an extra layer of entertainment.
Yeah, the facial expression is always fun.
Apparently. Something cool the PlayStation camera does, and I'm not sure if any people listening or YouTube do this. When you live stream, it'll do the box for your face, but it properly like zooms in on your face and crops the rest of the image. That is a substantial feature for me. I'm like, wow, that's really fucking smart, because the face cam isn't there so you can see the background. The face cam is there so you can see my face. So the idea of taking these two images and just processing them and zooming and doing all that on the fly, fucking brilliant. Sony, good job on that. That showed that you had an idea what that was there for, and then also put forth the effort to make that a reality, which doesn't even sound like you.
Right? What the hell, Sony?
Getting it and doing it?
Who are you, and what have you done with Sony?
Kind of like the PlayStation move. Like, you got what the ideal was on the development side, and you made that a reality, but then the accessory you sort of didn't. It's out there, so you people can buy it to play the games you already own. Why? We thought you would know why. You guys bought the Wii, right? No, those are those other douches. Sorry. Well, why'd you buy a PS3 Blu-ray player? Are you fucking...
I wanted to use a crossbow in Assassin's Creed, personally.
Has anyone...
We're sorry.
You should be.
It's so bad, but it feels so good. Have either of you tried the Blu-ray or DVD functionality of your PS4?
I have not.
Neither have I.
Neither have I.
I mean, Killzone's a Bluray, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been using Crunchyroll and Netflix.
How are those?
Those are nice. You can pause it in the middle of a stream and then go do a game and come back to right where you left off.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
So, like,
and since I have the camera, you can actually do this with your headset too. Turn on the voice commands. Like I backed out of Netflix and I'm like, PlayStation, return to game, and it's like, boom, movie. I'm like, yes.
Dude, freaking I had this mic we're talking into for this podcast, hooked up via USB to the PS4, and I was like, this should work, and it did. And I was like, yeah. So I'm using it as a mic for the live stream. And then I end the live stream, and I'm tired. It's my work week. I worked 10 hours overnight. It's fucking exhausting. And I came home and did like 5 hours, 6 hours Resogun. That shit will give you an ulcer in like 2. So I'm like covered in ulcers by like 5 hours done, and I'm just exhausted, and I stopped the live stream, and I'm not actively doing anything specifically. I'm just sort of zoned out, and then it like goes boom, and I look at the screen, and it's like, say play a game to play a game. I'm like, what? PlayStation Killzone, and it starts booting it. I'm like, oh, it's this mic next to me.
PlayStation's like, I love you, Dan. I've been waiting for this moment.
I'm like, PlayStation trophies, and it's like, what? And I'm like, I don't love you anymore.
It was so bad. I was trying to get that shit to work while I was in party chat. Which it obviously isn't. So I keep sounding like an asshole. 'Cause I'm like, PlayStation.
Wake up.
PlayStation. PlayStation. Play game. PlayStation, go to music. PlayStation, obey my commands.
Where are you?
I also tried that music app, the Music Unlimited.
Yeah.
Because we did get free music unlimited.
Free 30 days.
Yeah.
And it clearly has that feature that's built into the OS itself where it has a player. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why is it only for this? Also, I found out that they have Tarzan Boy on there. So that's a perfect song for Assassin's Creed 4.
That's a perfect song for like any game party when you get your gay fuel.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah. A Mountain Dew gay fuel. Speaking of which, we still have a bottle of purple in there, I noticed. I think I'm going to drink that right after this podcast.
I see.
Okay, now, was there something else you were going to bring up somewhere in the middle of all that?
No, I
or
don't
have
think
you
so.
forgotten?
It was just a Jedi MPEG thing.
Okay. So we should do that. Do you think after this podcast we should go to his house and steal his camera?
Fine by me.
I guess we could do that.
We'll
It's one of those things where Aggro might be better to actually show it off. He might
I played as much as you, right?
I played a little more, but
okay.
I got another trophy.
There's so much depth.
There's like 2
in
trophies
Wands.
left to get.
Honestly, the
I think I
trophies
figured
are
out what
just-
they are, too. I just haven't come back and gotten them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's a good segue into what I've been playing. So in the last 4 days, I've gotten 4 platinums.
Bob, call the hospital.
Call the morgue.
Tell him to cut me a fresh pine one. The morgue's like, we don't make coffins here, man.
Holy shit. That is some vertical integration. This guy on the phone has some interesting business ideas.
You have revolutionized the dead guy in a box industry. Do you really call it that? We have since 1860.
Is that desensitized? We don't even know. We're
work
stuck
in a
in tradition. Here's the body of Christ. Is this weird? Whatever, stick it in your mouth.
It's just been here.
So in any case.
Why do you have the bone? We needed to do an autopsy. Did you? Do you want to try and cut the Son of God with a scalpel? It doesn't work well.
It doesn't end well for anyone involved. Us, him, people on the street nearby.
We figure laser technology will catch up at some point.
So 4 platinums.
Yeah. So Resogun.
Resogun, that's my favorite out of all these because I'm doing the score thing. I get number 1 on the leaderboard for the default difficulty for 84 million points. And I'm like, yeah. And I wake up for work later and it's like, I was usurped by a guy who got 124 million, but I was still in second place. And I was like, wow, that guy took what I did and took it to the whole next level.
Yep.
My score relative to his is the Xbox One's processing power relative to the PS4. And that's not an insult. That is numerically accurate. Because I crunched that in my head. As soon as I saw it, I was like, wait, that's pretty close to... Damn it. I'm the Xbox One.
No.
No. Liquid.
Colonel.
So... In any case, I try a bit to try some other strategies because the mechanics in that for scoring are so fucking deep that crazy ideas could manipulate the scoring mechanisms in just the right way to make my score shoot up insanely. Excuse me. Now, none of those panned out. Except for one. I figured out the exact number groups of these humans I should be shoving in this order. And I'm like, okay, now I just need to do a really good run. And I could have raised my score from 84 million. I actually got to a specific point where that would have been a reality had I kept playing. But since it wasn't 129 million, I didn't give any shits and just quit. Because I don't fucking... If you're not number 2 is the first loser.
It's also poop.
Number 8 is the 9th loser.
You should just kill
question
yourself.
here. 8 is you need to go back to school.
No school. More Resogun.
More Resogun. So I finished doing that. And thus how it dies in platinums. I go, I have 64% of the trophies? Holy shit. I guess I got a lot of trophies while doing this. And then I look into it and I'm like, okay, I just need to do a run where I play as this ship and save all these humans. And then do this run where I play as this ship and beat it on this difficulty. Okay. Then I do that and I get the platinum. I'm like, psh, that was fucking easy compared to that score. The next couple of days are people messaging me, congratulating me because of that activity feed over the platinum on Resogun. And I'm like, that's just weird. The score was so unbelievably harder than this platinum. And I know because of the amount of people I know that have the platinum. And last I checked, I was the only person on my friends list with 84 million. Drops mic.
Check again.
No! Really?
No.
Okay.
Fuck no.
I was going to say, who do you even know? Who's on your friends list of all things?
Now I'm insulted.
That would be on mine and also get 84 million. Because that would basically be Jay from HailZeon.com, Bob over there, and Brett,
Phil.
And I know Phil doesn't have a PS4.
I gave Phil my PS4. It turns out he is a Housemark savant,
he's
and I've been hiding it
with-
from you.
My God.
I plucked his eyes out, and he got 96 million.
Was that first part really necessary?
I know correlation isn't always causation, but I'm just gonna ride this one.
Okay. So I finished Resogun platinum-wise, and I'm like, now I just need something, because I wanted to keep live
Else
streaming.
to platinum.
I'm like, wow. I was like, I need something else to play. I haven't played Sound Shapes, and it's sitting here on my PS4. I'll play Sound Shapes. Now, Sound Shapes, the campaign, you do the whole thing. It takes like 2.5, 3 hours, maybe 4 at absolute most. It's a really fun artistic experience that is musical and delightful. It's whimsy the whole way through, and the difficulty is like very slightly sloped. There's no spike, there's no harsh difficulty at any point from my perspective. I understand there was a person watching who's now subscribed to us on YouTube who what was it, the Dead Mouse, because Dead Mouse did one of the sets of levels musics. His levels were hard for that guy, and I presume for most other people. But in any case, yeah. So I beat the campaign, not a trouble at all. Now, part of why I bought this game is because it did something really novel with the trophies I hadn't. There aren't too many games that do this. It's like campaign, you get a gold. This is a full trophy set. All of these motherfucking silvers are in modes we call death mode. There's one death mode per level in the game. Now, it's a challenge mode where you need to grab these notes in this very hard to navigate room. All like 16 or 18 of these, 20 some. And you need to do it in a time limit. That sounded awesome on paper. That sounded great. That sounded like a challenge. I'm totally cool with them taking this game that's about artistry and stuff like that and then being like, and here's the hard mode. That's just for putting your balls in a meat grinder. But no, they did it wrong. Like, horribly wrong. The notes are randomly generated. Like, where they're going to pop up, it randomly selects which of the predisposed spots, pre-designated spots, it's going to arrive in. And because of that, it can just keep spawning it on the opposite side of the map, effectively making the run impossible. It can also spawn 6 of them right next to each other. It can spawn them so close that you touch one and the next one's so close that you grab it too. It's completely fucking random. And for 40 minutes, maybe even an hour, maybe even an hour and a half, I lost fucking time. One of these levels had me. It was insane. I was just tired and I wanted this shit to die. So I'm sitting there playing it and Eric's like, now, I've been here for 20 minutes, so I know that this isn't going to work because I already tried, but I'm just going to tell you this and hope this time it works. You can stop. And I look at him and I'm like, no, I can't. It's terrifying. So eventually I platinum it. It took like 2 days, but I platinumed it. And then there's some DLC, and I did want to make some levels, and the DLC was super fucking cheap. And the DLC comes with its own trophies. And these aren't for death modes. Only the main campaign has death modes.
Right.
These have this thing called Beat School, which is an intrinsically also really interesting concept that I also heard described to me. And all of this, the way they set up these trophies is half of the reason why I bought this game. The other half was like, it's super cheap, so at this level, I'll buy it, whatever. The single player will probably have some cool music and neat art. I want to see that. And these trophies sound neat. So Beat School, it like you boot into the level and it just plays music. It's like, and it's a loop, and then you have to recreate it. Like you have to use the game's creator thing to recreate the song. The problem, everything. On the Vita, you use the touch screen to make the notes. You push and hold. Problem is, if you tap, for whatever reason, when the scanner goes over that, some of the time it'll... Oh yeah, I didn't even get to how inconsistent the gameplay mechanics were in that other mode. I'm not going to have time for that. So you tap it, and it makes the sound, and you're like, oh, that's not the right one. So you're tapping other ones, but then randomly, when the marker goes over, it's just going to keep replaying that sound forever. So now it's layering over the rest of the song, and then you hit the button to listen to the actual song you're supposed to recreate. But now that random sound you hit is layering over that, and all of this is programmed wrong, so it's blowing out the speakers on a piano like a shittily mixed Coldplay song. And I'm just sitting here losing my fucking mind, and I'm like, game! The whole point of this mode is to parse out these notes and reconstruct it. And I can't do that because it's all blown out, shitty sounding, and there are random notes playing. So then I play on a controller and it's a fucking nightmare. And it has the same issue to a large extent. And eventually I'm like, fuck it. There are charts of this online. After I went through all 15 of the campaign's ones and half of the DLC, I'm like, fuck it. There's charts online. I just want to get through this. I just want to be done with this. So I do that. Now, Sound Shapes is on the PS4, PS3, and Vita. Sound Shapes thusly gives you 3 platinums, 3 golds, and 216 silver trophies.
Christ.
And it was $3. I bought sound shapes for $3, and it gave me 3 platinums, 3 golds, and 216 trophies. I understand it's your platform, Sony, so you get to do whatever. But holy shit.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Are you like?
went up a whole level.
Okay.
I went up a whole level. I'm now at
Jesus.
level 16 and
Jesus
10%.
Christ.
Yeah, it's fucking
Because I know
nuts.
your levels, that's hard to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Once you hit, what was it, 14?
Yeah,
like
that's when the things just get.
you get high enough up that asymptote that just, from this point on, it's going to take a really long time. Or sound shapes. Yeah, so that was incredible. So I've also been playing Resogun, as I said. And I've also been playing not Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4. Have I told you about this? I haven't told the viewer. We're probably going to quick play tonight with our inability to play the multiplayer because I feel that's the best way to portray the game because that is how the game is for me. And fuck you, Bob. You didn't buy it. I did. I understand it works on your account. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Bob.
So because I have an Origin account
Uh-huh.
and because they're fucking crazy, I can't sign in using my Origin account, but it demands that I make a new account for my PS4. My PlayStation user ID is not associated with an Origin account. It won't give me the tools to do this. I contacted tech support, and it's been almost a whole fucking... Wait, it has been a whole fucking week, and they still have not solved that fucking problem.
Let me back that up.
Uh-huh.
You have to log in on Origin to play Battlefield 4 on your PS4.
Not only that, but the single player has this thing called the battle log, which is a really fucking important thing, which also needs Origin. The game effectively doesn't exist for me, and I paid $60 fucking dollars
Yeah,
for
Origin was stupid before?
it. Yeah.
What the fuck ass shit?
They're trying to find new, innovative ways to piss people off. So yeah, I haven't been playing Battlefield 4. But I have been playing Resogun. I didn't play Contrast. I played a bit of Warframe. Should play more Warframe.
Yeah,
Oh.
Warframe's really awesome.
Oh, and then the final story with the trophies thing. I decided it was PS4 time, and PS3, I needed to lay to rest all of my qualms. Qualms? Whatever. All my problems, all my unfinished loops. I need to close those loops. So, I 100% trophies on Pixel Junk Shooter 1, Pixel Junk Side Scroller, and one other game, I can't remember what. But I was like, I need to have all of these to see what happens. It was really amusing. Apparently, there's a hidden difficulty on Side Scroller. And the whole point with Side Scroller, you've played Pixel Junk Shooter, right, Aggro? Okay, so Shooter 1 and Shooter 2 are direct sequels, like a direct sequel to each other. They're tied. And at the end of 2, you escape the planet finally and destroy the beast within and whatever. Side-scroller is you on the long-ass flight all the way back to Earth just playing an arcade game. So it's straight up just... It is an R-type sideways... Schmideways. It's a Schmideways. So... when you beat it on the hardest difficulty, it's like, congratulations, you've unlocked a new mode. Or wait, no, you beat it, and then the ending cutscene plays again, where you get to Earth and they're like, come in, ERS Pinata, and Pinita Colada, the ERS Pinita Colada, come in, and he's like, yeah? And they're like, you're ready to dock, and he goes, oh, okay, sure, I'll get right to that, and he hits some buttons, and it's all like, crazy high detailed art 2D image sort of thing with filter and animation, and then it fades to black like it does usually. Then he goes, wait a second, Houston, come in. They're like, yes, Pinata Colada. He's like, I just unlocked a new mode, take your time. And the new mode's just straight up bullet hell but sideways, and it's just like every enemy you kill sprays 3 bullets, and there are shitloads of enemies, and they're all spraying bullets. Like before, 1 shot, pew, now like fucking 5, and it's like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, good lord. That game's awesome.
Nice.
Every Pixel Junk game is so good.
Yeah.
And they're definitely working on one for the PS4. They just need to fucking announce it. Fucking announce it, guys!
Uncharted announced. What's your problem? Come
What's
on.
the problem?
They're waiting for the big BGAs.
Pixel
event.
Junk Uncharted! Da 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 da
Oh
da!
my fucking
Da, da, da.
god.
I want the guy who made the dishwasher to make a 2D Uncharted. That would
Shit.
that'd be fucking awesome.
Shoot the bad guys, Drake. Shoot him. Pew,
Be
pew.
fucking anime. So, that is what I've been playing. We're gonna come back for a short bit of news in a moment. So stick around through the music. I don't think any of you get that bored, do you? Where you're just like 8-bit music. Pfft, this podcast is over close.
Sitting housed in my Vita, and I'm like, oh man, I need to do some of the internet with this. I don't have any Wi-Fi at Howie's. Pulls out phone. The future.
Okay, so were you able to get? Did you try remote play using that
Yes, I remote played Warframe.
on your phone?
No.
Okay,
No.
I tried that. No. It tested it. It was like, I'm testing this connection and no, fuck you. I'm like, what? What? I have LTE. What? It's like, this isn't good.
LTE is different depending on when you use it.
Yeah, I was using it during very low hours. So it was the exact opposite. Not peak usage, but penultimate. Or, the penumbra.
What
And
is Umbra?
Umbra. Yeah, sorry. Penumbra.
The Umbral Sprite. What?
Yeah, it was like, I'm testing this connection and no. I'm like, you're breaking my heart here. Do you know that? I love you, you bitch. It was my future shattered. I was like, no. So that's how remote play over the internet went for me. Has anybody else been able to remote play over the internet? Okay.
I haven't even
I
tried.
Yeah, I forgot my Vita. I was going to try it right here.
Yeah, I did it on my Wi-Fi sitting in front of my PS4.
Now, here's the interesting thing. They talk about to do remote play on your PS4 in the guides and manuals that talk about how you should be doing this. They're like, hook your PS4 up to the router via an Ethernet cable, and then this will connect to that router and then do it like that. And that is the best way to do it. But there is a checkbox in your PS4 if you go to remote play that says use Wi-Fi directly or something like that, where it's going to use the Wi-Fi chip in the PS4 to broadcast directly to your Vita.
Oh, shit.
I was like, this inherently should be better, and I tried it, and I was wrong. Something's not right there, and I don't know what exactly, the PS4 is really bad at doing that, and the connection was just all around worse than my $170 router. So, I don't know if that's just that router, or like if we can go to Walmart, pick up a $80 router, and that'll be still better, or I don't know what the deal is there. But remote play, broadcasting from that Wi-Fi router, really good.
Yeah, I was playing Warframe on it.
I got the Gigashed and the router's out
Stupid
there.
beat, it was great.
I'm in the house and I'm just
No.
like, this is pretty cool.
You really need L2 to play Warframe, because this gen has apparently decided that we are now using the bottom triggers
To fire.
to fire and aim.
They
None
didn't
of this
res-
L1R1 shit.
They
for you
didn't
guys
reset the
anymore.
controls. Well, see, that's the thing. For remote play, they set up those controls. If aim and fire were not set to L1 and R1 on your Vita, that means they gave zero shits about their control scheme
Yeah.
on remote play.
Now, it should have been like tapping the back screen was L2 and R2. That shit didn't work for me. So I got to play Warframe without
Shooting.
being able to look down. I said, no, R2 shot.
Huh.
Or R on the Vita shot.
What?
Well,
Yeah.
So
Wow.
you couldn't swing your sword?
No, that was up on the D-pad. So they changed the controls around. Just I couldn't. Iron sight.
wow.
They just
Incredible.
screwed up, apparently.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I wonder if that one supports
No, I'm sorry.
mouse and
Down
keyboard.
was look at the sites, but
What? That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, like I couldn't move and look down the sides.
You could if you had the craziest fucking like arrangement where your index fingers are using the stick.
I was sitting there like, okay, I played Escape Plan. I have got this shit. I can hold my Vita in arcane and
He was
twisted
wrong.
ways.
He was no.
Now plug in your arcade stick.
I had it like I'm like, okay, I can okay, index finger on the left stick, right? Middle finger on the down arrow. Ring finger hitting the left
L1.
yeah, over
Uh-huh.
there. I can do this. I'm like, I refuse to do this.
Yeah. Something I'm really upset about still. Vita TV still a thing, but the Vita isn't using Bluetooth to hook up to DualShock 4s. What the fuck? Like they're ripping the touchscreen and the back touch panel out of games technically via doing that, but they still aren't nice enough to give us the solution that is remote play with the controller.
It's just too crazy.
It is.
How? What? Why would you? No.
No, I would never use a stand with my Vita and just play a fucking game on the best controller ever made. That is not something I want to do in the least.
You found a way to hook up a Genesis controller to your Vita?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You know you can play Sonic the Hedgehog in an Atari 2600 joystick?
Really?
Uh-huh.
Damn.
It's the same port.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I need to do that now.
It's pretty crazy because the start
Push the red button to get better priorities in your life.
The start button isn't there. So you need to hit start on the title screen with the normal Genesis controller. And then
Wow.
switch it out for... Or you could just be Tails and Sonic can have the normal controller, which I like that sort of hierarchy. I have to imagine somebody back in the day was like, sorry kid, we don't have a second Genesis controller. Here's this Atari 2600 stuff. Tails is invincible but retarded. It's just paralleled in the control interface.
One of the great things the DualShock 4 does that I noticed that I really love is when I have it plugged in and I unplug it while playing a game, it's just still synced the whole time.
Yeah, the PS3
Yeah, I liked
doesn't.
when the Wii U did that too, and I was like, good.
Yeah, the PS3 issue is just gone, and so is a lot of the latency. Oh man, going back to PS3 is hard. It's rough. It's rough. I'm not gonna get that Last of Us DLC. No.
No.
I want to, but I can't. Have you guys played a lot of PS3 since the 4 came out? Like on not turn-based things?
Someone took my power cord for the PS3, so no.
Yeah, his power cord for his. I thought you said it was your 4.
It is the 4 one, but there's this interchangeable. So I used my PS3 power cord to hook up the 4 and had my PS4 one still in the baggie on my table, and someone took it, I guess.
Huh.
Yeah.
How about that?
How about that?
I'm guessing it's Brett.
Probably.
We'll check with him.
Yeah. And then we'll murder him.
Yeah, it's fucking rough. Even for games that aren't shitty latent games like Pixel Junk, you just know it'd be better. Cuz there would be less latency and the controller would feel just
That controller's so fucking great.
It is so fucking great. Like we're not like we all three have different ranges of how we feel about the PS3 controller, and all three of us agree. Like that is, I think all three of us can agree that's the best controller ever made. Like easily. Is
Probably.
There, yeah, I mean,
I
Bob,
don't know.
you didn't exactly
I
say
really loved the N64 controller.
he's retarded, but Bob,
I
mean, you hate the 360 controller compared to the PS3, right?
I hate the D-pad.
Oh, right.
So that's the only thing that I've ever really just like. Ugh.
Right, and since the majority of indie PC games are 2D.
Yeah, I kind of screwed those.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's probably the best.
Probably.
I mean, I can't think of anything better. At the time, probably PlayStation 1 controller was like, oh my god. Okay, maybe not.
No,
That was like.
It was okay.
That was-
which one? Firstly, because there's the PS1 controller and there's the DualShock.
The DualShock, because that's when they actually added things.
No,
No?
no. I mean, it was
I
amazing
missed
in the
that,
sense that it
so-
had two sticks. Oh, I missed that. That was probably the best one. I wouldn't know. So why'd you say it?
I guess N64
Game Gear
was nice.
Game
but,
Gear's the best controller.
but
I might have to stick with 64 here, guys. I
such an
really
asshole.
love that controller.
You're such a you have
Like,
you have hands the size of most people's sternums.
Yeah?
Yes. They're fucking long and huge and tendrils. Yep.
Yeah.
You
Well,
have
I mean, like
tendrils.
they're enormous palms with stubby fingers. And the 64 controller ruled.
Fucking monster.
I got to grip that enormous middle stick thing. Fucking fuselage.
I remember hating like the concept of the 64 controller, like just seeing it before I got it, and then I got it, and I was like, "This is cool." And now going back, I'm like, "Oh no!"
Well, yeah, because going back, my hands are much bigger now. So I'm like, I need a bigger one of these.
I don't know. Like, I played games on the 64, and then the DualShock 1 came out, and the DualShock 1 was like the coolest thing. But because it had 2 sticks. But even still, the stick placement just completely killed your ability to finally articulate what the joystick was doing. So I was like, oh wow, the N64 controller's kind of better in a sense, but since you don't have a right analog stick to do other things,
You got
it's
the
also
buttons.
bad. Yeah, you have C buttons,
Yeah.
but you played Super Mario 64.
I know that the C buttons are no
I
replacement.
played Ocarina. The C buttons were awesome.
I hate you.
You know what I used for the camera? R, motherfucker.
R?
R.
You would shield your
Yes.
way.
You need to move the camera? No, put the shield up. We're good.
Are you getting that new Zelda?
Oh, the one of the...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Link
probably.
Between Worlds? Okay. That comes out tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
Tonight?
tonight, midnight.
4 hours?
We need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
In Mario.
I got somewhere to be.
Because they could just release them on the same day as Xbox One, because who cares?
They can release that
I
and
really-
Zelda on
I-
the same day as Xbox One. It's not like anyone gives a shit about both.
Yeah,
See,
I really thought
this
they
is
did that on
probably
purpose.
true.
Like Xbox One launched, Nintendo's like, nobody cared about our console, so fuck, we're putting out a new Zelda. You
I was
need a
like-
dick.
I was like, we got in the 3DS XLs at my job as well with the Zelda. I was like, whoa, we have a cool console in back. Piles of Xbox One.
Sing.
That was a cool 3DS XL. though.
It is
Speaking of
really
which,
nice.
okay, something really funny with the Xbox One stuff. And now to actual news. Wait. I was going to say about Remote Play. Something no journalist, no one on the internet said. And it's one of those things where I will be fucking angry about this and surly about this for years. Mm-hmm. Because they're all fucking incompetent. That shit runs at 30 frames per second. Like every game, it just hobbles to 30 frames per second. I understand why they did that, but the fact no one on the internet mentioned that shows that we have a problem when no one at any of these events can tell what frame rates are.
Yeah.
It's like Digital Foundry, can you just be everywhere?
Digital Foundry's like, we're working on it. What? You didn't hear that from me.
You didn't hear that from us. Us? You... How many of you
You
are
did
there?
not hear that from the Hive.
They did hire 2 more people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They need
so
to hire people for other sites.
That's kind of what they did.
Digital Foundry HR.
If you remember, Digital Foundry used to be just its own thing way back.
Well, yeah, then
And
they
then
got bought by
Eurogamer.
Eurogamer.
Well, it didn't get bought. They got
did?
brought on.
Huh,
I mean, you
okay.
can't really... What would they be buying? Richard Ledbetter?
Yeah, like it's paying those guys. And
I mean, yeah, they're getting paid. If you make money, you're a sellout. But yeah, so they're hiring more people on, and good, because shit's getting weirder. You thought it would get like in the last 2 years of this last generation, things sort of got normal. It was like, okay, the PS3 is using this type of anti-aliasing a lot of the times, and it's running at a slightly lower resolution, but frame rate wise, they're pretty like 1 or 2 frames from each other. I'm sure the mic can hear that. Now it's fucking weird. Now it's really, really fucking weird. Now it's really, really, really fucking weird. And most importantly, I want to know when Battlefield comes out if the ambient occlusion thing they said was going to make it in, which is an intense feature. If you recall the Xbox One, when they did the cross comparison on Battlefield 4 last month or whatever, they're like, it didn't have ambient occlusion, but according to them, that's going to be in for launch. And I'm like, that affects performance. You can't just pretend that's not going to affect performance. Ambient occlusion, and I hate ambient occlusion. I fucking hate it. In case you don't, Aggro, do you know what that is?
No.
Ambient occlusion is when something is next to a wall, and then as a cheap way of making it look somewhat realistic, they basically make your hand, or like if your hand's next to the wall in a video game, it'll make the area around your hand glow a shadow. Like they're shading in an outline. And it looks less realistic to my eyes than if you just didn't fucking have it do anything. And it's intense as fuck. Not the most intense feature, but you're losing frames doing that. So I'm just like, fuck you! In any case, so yeah, Digital Foundry should be everywhere. I think we should scale that up all the way so they can cover every permutation of every game. But unfortunately, what that requires is because, publishers, they're not cool. Most of them are not just handing Digital Foundry copies. They have to buy it at launch and then hopefully get something out. That's expensive as fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
But those guys, fucking top notch. They're awesome. I would have known about Remote Play's frame rate thing before it came out and been less disappointed had they said something. Now, to the actual news, Xbox One. They did a tear part, iFixit.com, which rates the fixability of different items, but also just tears them apart to look at the insides. Did a tear apart of the Xbox One.
Okay.
Now, I look at the thing, and you can look at the motherboard. You know how the Xbox One's much larger. Now, not just the motherboard, but the assembly itself seems rather like this seems so stock and not engineered in the way we're used to a product like this being engineered. You're used to seeing it pulled apart, and usually at a console launch of a new generation, you'll just see something where it's like, wow, I've never seen that before. That's very different from last time. This shit just looked like a home theater PC, where it's just like, here's a box here, here's a box here. Okay, you remove those. These have a steel case to prevent you from... It just looks so fucking vanilla and a la carte, and then they get to the motherboard, and I'm like, wow, that's huge, that's enormous. What's going on with that? Oh, well, maybe I'm thinking, and then I look at the comments, and there are people like, I actually have finished only maybe 2 years of my circuitry education at blah blah college, and that is a lazy fucking design. And then that was multiple fucking comments, people coming in and like, that is the most bullshit cobbled together. It's like the first design they got working, they ran with.
Jesus.
I'm like, okay.
Room for refinement?
Yep.
Yep.
Was it Vinny Caravel from the Giant Bomb was like, okay, so here's what you do. You make your launch console and you make it huge. There's a lot of empty space, just fucking open air there. So then when you make the refinement, you get to brag about how much you refined your process and really went back to the table and rethought everything.
It's like, so how did you guys go about refining the idea and the design for the Xbox One? Well, we decided to ship the other version we made. I mean...
yeah, it was just looking at the thing was weird.
Huh.
Next Xbox One thing. Apparently, Dolby Digital's not supported at launch. What?
When I first read that, it sounded like it was only for headsets, but now you're telling me it's in general?
Yeah, from what I hear, optical just isn't fucking... Optical's not supported at launch.
That's
from what
insane.
I'm reading. It is insane. You can do DTS over HDMI, which is why everyone's reporting this as, it doesn't support Dolby Digital. And I'm like, oh, okay, it'll still support DTS, the much better option. And I look at it and it's like, no, just fucking HDMI. Fuck you if you haven't bought a surround sound system in the last 5 years.
Wii U doesn't support optical, but they don't have a port.
Right. They don't have a port for that shit, and it was blatantly just we're cutting corners, so fuck you. Xbox One, that shit just wasn't done.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like it's your I saw it with the cable box.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the everything thing. Maybe that was a part of it. If they take an audio via HDMI, they would have to have some cross-converting thing. Then again, there is a huge delay. There's a huge delay on the incoming HDMI signal, so they should have enough time to process it, but I wouldn't know. I don't know enough of what formats, HDMI, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I would think with that huge of a delay, it should be possible, definitely. But for whatever reason, it's not there at launch. But more importantly than that, this actually says something that you're not going to hear anywhere else but here at the GigaBoots podcast because no one else gives a fuck. By not having the Dolby Digital thing and the optical support at launch, that basically shows that the audio chip in the Xbox One isn't the AMD True Audio that was recently announced that the PS4 chip is, and all these new AMD video cards are. Basically, AMD True Audio is us revisiting the days pre-Windows Vista, when we used to have dedicated hardware for doing good, authentic 3D audio, where you could do good reverb and deadening and spatial awareness. And then at the last stage, the AMD True Audio mixes it into whatever it needs to be. Just at the last stage, it can do that. It's like, I've built this 3D soundstage. Now what is this? It's stereo. And then I put on my headphones and it sounds fucking fantastic.
What is it? It's mono. Really? Really?
I'm outputting my 2DS.
Let me get my fucking panini press.
Wow.
Yeah, that True Audio shit, it's not nice.
No.
It is a flippant little bitch.
Oh, mono. Yeah, that's great. Here, let me just...
What is it? Oh, surround sound.
Here's
Thank
your
God.
audio.
3.6. The fuck does that even mean?
I always wondered. It's like, is there a 12.2 surround sound? Do home theaters, or do theaters have that?
1.8.
8!
Is that like 8 subwoofers?
Yes.
Wow.
Subwoofers. It's Worf from Star
At
Trek.
that point, your forehead will go a little Klingon if you turn that on.
I'm not sure if you guys have had the time to just sit down and, like, if you've been playing a game and notice, but the audio, at very least in Killzone, that 3D audio stuff from the True Audio is fucking incredible.
Yeah, because like I'm used to doing it on my headset where I can really hear the 3D.
Yeah.
Now I'm on my TV and I can kind of make out where people are. I'm like, oh shit, very nice.
Yeah, because it has like if they're around a corner, if they're behind something, like it properly processes that. It's not a pan and then like crudely add this filter. Because all of audio this last generation has been in software. Everyone's been shortchanging audio because they were like, putting processing power into decent 3D audio? Fuck that. These motherfuckers can't even notice the difference between 30 and 60 frames per second. You think they're going to notice good 3D audio? On a highly related note, I would like to note, and no website has talked about how much better the audio is on Killzone in these next-gen games than last-gen. And I'm just going to leave that at that.
Are you sure? I mean, we got time. You can bitch a little more.
Okay.
Awesome.
Even Resogun sounds way better than it would have last-gen.
Nice.
Like, it's really cool, because, like, the best way to find out is while it's doing, like, one of the crazy-ass explosions, like you dying, just pause in the middle of it. You'll hear the audio processing it's doing on that last bit of sound it played. Because the sound, what do they call it? They take a tone of a room, and then they can apply that to all the audio. That still applies to that last bit even when you pause because of the way they programmed it. So it has this very layered, very deep, well-reverberated tone to it. And I'm just like, this is fucking nuts! This would have taken half of the cell to do properly. Which is probably the cell's fault. But
I don't know, like half of the cell that we could get access to, maybe.
What is half of... Well, wait, no. Okay, so that would be 3. Okay. 3! But yeah, just that, next gen's. This gen is going to be awesome. We don't have to worry about audio code anymore, and so many other things are just being lifted from the process.
My mind.
Well, it's a weight off of your mind. I'm just saying, like, we can have more focus on things that genuinely matter and offload all of the intense stuff like audio and bullshit like that to other things. And maybe not pull... Because of the GPU compute, we won't have to have the processor doing all these bullshit graphics things, which one of those Digital Foundry articles was actually talking about. You know, you always hear about the PS3 cell processor being used to process graphics to make it look better. We do the same on the 360, guys. I'm like, so we're just eating up processor everywhere to make games prettier? That's good. Certainly games couldn't improve if we got more processing power. We've already heard Gorilla talking about using GPU compute to do the things you would do with a processor normally. So more of that away from that, more processor towards the game. And a better processor for running a game. Fuck. Okay. So, what else? Oh yeah, the Xbox One comes out at midnight. We've already said that a billion times.
Right.
We covered that.
And it won't even be, like, whenever it is posted, clearly it's already out.
Yep. But we aren't like
so,
this.
hello, future people. Has the Xbox One sold a million units?
On a highly related note, the PS4 did sell 1 million units in a single day. Now, a lot of websites will tell you that doesn't mean anything. Well, guess what, assholes? That means something. These are the same people who are entertaining the notion of the demand for consoles has diminished because of iPhone.
Did you watch the final Bosman this week?
Not this week, I don't think. Was it the thing from last week where he did the cap and everything
No,
talking about mobile?
It was the
more
power
of that?
levels of different things.
Good.
It was great.
I like video game commentary being power levels.
Over 1 million.
1 man. I need to follow that guy on Twitter. He tweets some weird shit. It's like, wow, you think you would just keep it in Japanese? But no, you
Yeah,
want
it's-
to put us Americans in our place.
It's 1 million units in 24 hours. Just in North America.
Yeah, just in North America. There are 2 other regions. One of them is way more biased, way more inclined to buy a PS4 than an Xbox One.
Uh-huh. We're gonna be seeing like PS2 levels of install base here.
We're already
Pretty-
seeing better than
yeah.
that. In fact, the
Jesus.
next closest day one
I'm
sales.
really worried like the Russian mafia didn't buy a bunch of these things.
Good. That's
Someone needs to worry about that.
let me know how that turns out, so that way I can, that would be a burden off of my mind.
You know what they could do with that kind of processing power?
Could they launch missiles?
That doesn't take that much processing power.
No, it doesn't. And people need to learn that. They really do. We need to have a seminar. Okay, people, we're just gonna... This is a chart I brought with me to show how hard it is to do various things. You'll notice rocket science is down here, and video games are way past that. And even past that, even further, is getting an online service to work on day one.
My TI-30XA. This is more than we'll need. This is my wristwatch.
My fucking smartphone could probably take, I don't know, a few thousand people to the moon at once.
If I was to go inside the movie Tron, possibly with the golden ticket from Last Action Hero, my smartphone could beat the shit out of Master Controller with its tiny little dick. My iPhone has a dick. I don't know if everyone has this. I have the dick model. I made it myself. I was not invited to speak here.
That tiny dick I've been talking about comes standard with every iPhone. What were we talking about?
1 million?
Oh yeah, 1 million. The next closest one is PS2 in Japan, which of course, keep in mind, up until now, the PS2 in Japan story has been about how crazy demanded the device was. Like, people were killing each other, some people committed suicide, it was a crazy huge launch, and there's a reason that's next closest number at 550,000. But, you'll note now that it's being reported, a lot of people are framing this like, but that doesn't mean anything. 550,000, that was just the Japanese PS2 launch. And I'm like, what do you mean just? That's like saying that's just Black Friday at Walmart.
No, like honestly, after this whole gen, I'm going to give the internet midway through next quarter to stop being like this.
Being like this, it is amazing. And I do not understand people. I don't understand the media's extreme bias towards Xbox. And I hate the fact I just had to say that sentence, but it's fucking true. The PS4 doesn't have the best voice commands in the world, and somehow that's disappointing. But the Xbox One's controller runs on AA's, and that's okay because they have rechargeable AA batteries.
Yep.
Double standards away.
Whoosh!
Did either of you read the Penny Arcade?
No. I don't.
It's Tycho just being like, this is like 360, but better in every way.
Oh, that news post?
Yes, where he's like, they ate 360.
and gained its power, yeah.
Oh,
Tycho was
PS4?
saying
Yeah.
good shit about a Sony console. I almost shit my teeth.
Well, there you go. Because, wow.
I don't know which direction that would happen. I don't care. I don't want it either way.
All we need is a half year to a year of Penny Arcade. What's the term? I was about to use an incorrect term. Basically, being the spokespeople for that idea, and then because the internet's full of fucking sheep.
Well, wait. The Xbox One's not out yet. So
they'll probably
Right.
be like, but this is a real future
I don't know.
device.
They might. I mean, there's going to be a lot of apology there.
They do have a lot of advertising with Xbox, so it is a legitimate concern that that might affect them. Because I know everyone ideally likes to separate those two departments, but when you just canceled all of your advertising aside from that, It's kind of important that you don't shit on the last few people who do pay you a shitload of money to just talk about their products, like Surface.
All right, I forgot about that.
How do you?
Because
It
I
was just
normally don't read the news posts.
Oh, okay. I actually... This isn't high praise. I usually find the news posts more entertaining and substantive than the comic.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay.
I don't... But that's me. Penny Arcade hasn't been the same in a very long time. It hasn't been the same. Penny Arcade shit. There we go. Fuck talking around the bush. I'm gonna fuck that bush.
Damn, Moses, you might want to take that down a couple notches.
That bush is on fire, bro. Don't stick your dick in that.
Because, like, somebody walks in and like, Moses, was that bush on fire before you put your dick in it?
Yeah. Sure.
Like, why? Which way would be more impressive? Like, do you want to be the guy that fucked a bush so hard it caught on fire? Do you want to be the guy who saw a bush on fire and went, I'll put my dick in that?
Your dick set that bush on fire? Yeah, I'm the son of God. Wait, you're Jesus? Did I say son? I meant messenger.
Like, damn, Moses, did you fuck that bush into flame? Yeah. You want to have sex with me? No. Jesus
dangerous.
Christ, no.
Are you sure? Yes!
I mean, if you're gonna die, what a way to go.
No, that's a horrible way
Fuck
to
by
go.
Moses till you catch on
That's
fire.
the equivalent of fangina. Like, no.
Fucking rocket dick.
It sounds like a space shuttle when it...
It's kind of like the season 2 of Digimon. It was like, I'm Woodmon and I cannot be defeated. And the guy gets up, he's like, fire a rocket. Oh no, I'm being defeated.
So, getting back to the topic at hand, 1 million is really fucking impressive, and hearing people already saying, no, there's a huge demand, we just don't have anymore, is, I mean, I've heard many places who are saying all this other shit are also saying, well, the sales could drop down to like nothing the next week, just like the Wii U. And I'm like, no, you guys really don't have your ears to the train tracks, do you? There are people nowadays who still think the DRM and the 24-hour checkups and all that still a thing. Those people will probably buy a PS4 just based on their thinking that that's still a thing.
Yeah, I was laughing today when Xbox One launches tonight, and I was getting calls all day for PS4. Do you have it in stock?
It's like, oh look, Sony, another console launch where you can't fucking find the thing. Well, it's not our fault this time. We made 1 million of the damn things.
Another? There hasn't been one of those since PS2. The PS3 was back in stock in like a couple days.
Yeah.
I know, we were there.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys. The Vita was back in stock. The PSP, fuck those guys.
Yep.
I really fucking hate people who are in that position of like, my job is to inform you. I'm just gonna say shit that pops in my head. Like a Fox News pundit, I'm just gonna say things that are patently untrue to support my view. That's the problem. All these people went to debate club. Or they're just in marketing.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't matter, Mark. Why weren't you at the party? What? They think you called the cops, but I didn't call the cops, but that's all they're thinking about now. Fuck! So, in any case, I'm like, Mark, Mother's Ba? Devo? Rugrats theme? Brain? I'm trying to remember the name of the guy who actually founded Facebook. Zuckerberg. There we go.
Rugrats theme?
Mark Mothersbaugh is the lead singer from Devo. After Devo stopped being a thing, he composed every theme from our childhood.
Seriously?
Rocket Power,
That's creepy.
Rugrats, Crash Bandicoot.
That is excessively creepy.
He's all over the place, man.
Like, why is the guy from Devo writing all my childhood songs?
Because he knows really good melodies.
But Rocket Power?
I love the guy because, like, you ever listen to him talk about one of his songs? Whip It is about Reagan and these policies that he enacted and why they're really hypocritical.
Awesome.
So fresh off of the new album, which is now like 2 years old, is really about the superficiality of our modern culture and how we fill ourselves with emptiness over blah blah blah. You listen to the song, no. I love that about him. So if I ever meet him, I'm gonna be like, what was the true meaning behind the Rugrats theme?
Devo got to get paid, son.
Oh, I can see that. That really speaks to me.
It speaks to me as an artist.
As an artist who is starving.
Please pay me.
Please.
We can go to this local airport and I can give you a hand job.
What's with airports and hand jobs, Aggro?
It seems like an appropriate place to give a professional courtesy hand job.
Okay, sure, why not? Bob,
What's
do
up?
you have any news to talk about?
I can't think of anything.
Anybody have any comments on the 1 million?
The 1 million.
The 1 million.
1 million.
Okay.
I honestly, when it was said, I didn't have a good frame of reference. I was like, well, games sell 1 million. I mean, Grand Theft Auto has sold 1 billion, right?
Well, that was $1 billion. This sold 1 million units.
Oh,
1 million units is a shit load.
Yeah. Like, with an install base that big, this gen, we might be the guys who get, like, all of the, well, I can only make it for one console.
Yeah,
games.
see, that's the thing. I'm trying to find the best way to get a receptive envelope for this, but I wanted to do an episode of The Rant to Go explaining the exclusivity optimization thing and how it's like, no, sweetie, because you refuse to be objective and just buy the better console, you're buying an Xbox One because it has all these other features and you're Xbot. Yep, Xbot. That's the level of obnoxious this is. I said that. PlayStation Nation. There, we're even.
Oh my god.
So in any case,
when you buy your Xbone,
because you're supporting the Xbone, the games are going to be so heavily multi-platform. The games are so going to be handicapped by this thing, which I saw the most amusing fucking graph. And here's the thing, like graphs that do this sort of thing last gen were really bullshit. We're talking about Major Nelson style graphs of like the 360 has 3 times as much general processing power than the PS3. No, this is just straight up, here's how many teraflops are in the PS4, here's how many are on the Xbox One, here's the Wii U, PS3, and 360, and here's all of them on a line graph. The Xbox One looks like a middle point between the Wii U and the PS4. The Wii U isn't even really this gen. That shit is only barely moved forward from the PS3. So it's fucking ridiculous to look at that chart and come to terms with just how hobbled our games this gen are going to be by an inherently, just a significantly worse product.
why did Final Fantasy go multi-platform? That's just silly.
Because last gen, it wasn't this huge of a difference. Now that there is this huge of a difference, things should go exclusive again. But the problem is that the media is full of fucking dicks who have no fucking clue about this shit. These are the assholes who are like, file, save as, PC. There, we ported it. They don't fucking understand that by supporting the Xbox One, they are inherently supporting a worse version of their games.
Trying to explain to people the thought of all these companies stayed exclusive with Sony up until then because it was profitable.
Right.
And they need to do that. That completely, like, that hits their face and won't go in.
No.
It just will not. They're like, no, Sony paid for all that exclusivity.
Yeah, the PS2, every fucking game on that platform was paid exclusivity.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Metal Gear.
And
Final Fantasy.
And you know,
everything.
The crazy thing is, it's sad because not only is the new Metal Gear, or at least the prologue, cross-platform, but it's cross-generation.
Yeah.
That is the exact antithesis to what Metal Gear used to be in a sheer technical side. On the gameplay side, it looks like it leans towards the portable offerings, where it's like, here's this mission, go on this mission. Ta-da.
Ta-da.
So, which is also not Metal Gear, but whatever.
Yeah, hopefully that won't be what we see in final version.
Right. The Phantom Pain. The Phantom Pain isn't, I wouldn't call that the final version. That's something
right,
else.
That's true.
They haven't even announced that as multi-generation, so I think that's just a solely next-gen thing. No. PS4, Xbox One. They never once said.
I guess that everything they showed from that was...
The Phantom Pain, as it was originally called, not Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, was announced for PS4, 360, or Xbox One, and PC. They never once said last-gen consoles. Then it was like, surprise, that's Metal Gear. Then that E3, they were like, Ground Zeroes is cross-generational. Thumbs up.
So they make Ground Zeroes. It's for like 4 consoles. Then they do Phantom Pain. It's for PS4 and Xbox One. And then they do like real Metal Gear Solid 5, and it's only on PS4. Phantom Pain ends with buy a PS4.
Yep.
Kojima's like, I'll do it.
It's fucking weird. I would be really pleased if Metal Gear became this quadruple A thing where we saw one every 2 to 3 years, and it was just like, it was that level of like, it's cross-generation, cross-platform. It's cross-platform. It's PS4 in the most amazing thing you will ever see.
Come with me. I don't know. No, you remember the last one? You remember how awesome it was? I remember it didn't make any sense. Shh. Come see how pretty it is.
Horse on fire.
Oh my god, fire horse.
Whales on fire.
Oh, fire whale.
With any luck, by this time next year, I really hope publishers just decide to cut off last gen.
Oh yeah,
'Cause,
I
Jesus,
think
we don't
by
need
the
this.
end of next year we'll start seeing that. I'm sure there will be a few stragglers. Like Japan's doing a lot of cross-generational stuff. Like what was it? There were at least 2 or 3 titles announced at that Sony Japan conference where they were talking about it's going to be PS3 and PS4, like Yakuza.
Yeah, Yakuza.
And I know there are 1 or 2 others, but they weren't exactly like long-running franchises, so it's hard to remember their names because they were in fucking Japanese.
Right. I know that there's definitely Japanese games coming out next year that are only on PS3.
Yes, that is the thing. Because of this huge, like, already pre-established U.S. market for the PS4, Europe looks like they're buying it wholesale as well. Japan definitely is. I think because of the
No,
ease
Japan's
of...
going to buy the Xbox One. That's coming there.
At
Totally.
this point, I think Japan might start sinking the ships that are bringing the Xbox One.
I don't even know why they're trying to sell the Xbox One over there.
I don't either.
I don't get it, but whatever. In any case, I really do think we're going to see the resurgence of Japanese-made games on Sony platforms. I mean, there are PS3 games, a good bit that are Japanese-made, but it's nowhere near pre-PS3. It's nowhere near PS2.
Right.
I would really like to see that again. Hopefully Sony via Bit Summit, which is basically the Japanese GDC for exclusively for indies, basically. Hopefully Sony through that can get all these Japanese indies to make PS4 games, because that would be huge for them. Because the Japanese dudes, they're not interested in translating and importing it to the States. So hand that shit over to Sony Santa Monica, they get a cut, boom. Not only did you make money off the sales in Japan percentage-wise, but you're making double percents off the US sales because you're the publisher there. That's actually how Q Games works.
Huh.
They only make the Japanese version. Sony handles the other 2 regions.
Crazy.
It's profitable shit. I want to see more indie games from Japan. I want to see fucking Bunny Must Die on PS4. There.
Wait.
Okay.
I don't take it to Europe because it's like, okay, you go to America, translate it to English. You go to Europe, translate it to Europe. I mean, fuck. Europe, are you still doing that?
Europe's fucking amazing. Like, Sony integrates in each and every one of those countries really, really deeply.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just set up shop in each of them to fully integrate the culture and understand what they need to do to bring their products to them.
Fucking Sony Monaco, let's do this.
Yeah.
Sony, whatever that tiny kingdom is between Spain and France.
Oh, fuck. What is that?
Andalusia?
I think that's right. Yeah. Do you know anything about that, Bob?
I do not.
They speak a language that's somewhere in between the 2.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's just fucking...
Yeah. You want to hear an ugly-ass language?
Which-
Halfway between French and Catalonian.
Yeah. Fucking which ones...
I've never actually heard the language. I can't make comments.
I was
Which part of it's slang, which part of it's normal? They don't know. The slang weaves. It is the fiber that ties together that
When's
thing.
when's PS4 launch in Europe? Next week?
Next week, yeah.
Sony Crete.
What?
Sony, wherever the fuck they speak Pidgin English.
Oh, okay. So yeah, next Friday.
Crazy.
So crazy. Consoles launching in places.
I have to wonder if it's going to sell the million it did here.
Europe's like, million. We can handle that, right? So it's
No.
like, we're clearly the soccer console.
Well, the soccer games do look better.
Yeah.
But you don't get it free. Remember the Xbox One? They did the thing where they bundled up or FIFA.
I don't think we brought that up on the podcast, did we?
Oh, no.
it was
They
the
fucking
only-
bought exclusivity. They bought a bundle tie-in for free for FIFA. They were like,
shit.
sorry that you guys are... What was it? Sorry that you're getting this later than we said you were going
That's
to.
how you sell the Euro.
Here's FIFA. And I'm like, that is so ridiculously something we would joke about, Microsoft.
Right.
Were you just sitting in your fucking boardroom and one of you ironically said, fucking put soccer in it. And then all of you went, that's smart, Dave.
Somebody's like, does Europe like Doritos?
That's smart, John. Does Europe like Doritos?
I have no fucking idea.
I like to
Probably
think
as much as they like Mountain Dew.
Honestly, like, this is how up to date my vision of Europe is. Maybe they eat fish and chips while they game.
Who's to say they don't? I'm not gonna say that's
I don't think
dumb.
the French do.
I would imagine not, but I don't know.
I think the Germans do what we do while we game.
Beer?
Drink and yell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. 999. Yeah, the usual.
When's Australia getting the PS4?
I don't know.
Is Australia getting the PS4?
They may be one of
Those guys kind of get dicked left and right.
Yeah, they do. Not as much as New Zealand.
They just don't deserve it.
They just don't. Oh, okay.
Like,
I thought you were saying they just don't deserve the PS.
Oh no! no
Wow.
I still don't know. Like, I mean, I know mechanically how they're digging them for game prices, but what the fuck, Australia? We're sorry.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear how much the PS4 was in Brazil?
Yeah, that had
Like
to
the-
do with the fact that
Yeah, all those
it's
importing tax
not at
stuff.
all, not a single part of it is assembled or produced in country. Microsoft found out a way to set up shop to assemble them inside the country. Assemble,
Uh-huh.
quote, quote. Like
Take
so,
out of box, product complete.
take out a box, apply, grill. Not George Foreman, just so we're clear. Do not employ
That's how you sell to Brazil. You bundle with a George Foreman.
So in Brazil, it's something like 700 Brazilian dollars less than the PS4 or whatever.
Right, it's
Brazilian.
something.
Brazilian bucks.
Ah.
Double dollars.
Can I trade my Bison bucks in for those?
No,
Darn it.
non-transferable. Only works.
He told me these work everywhere.
Well, he lied.
Nice.
That's because he thinks Shadowloo is everywhere, but they're not. It's just that one place.
All right.
For years, I thought Shadowloo was a character in Street Fighter.
Good night, everybody.
Like Noob Saibok, it was just some Chinese guy who was all shadowy.
Well, that's kind of what happened with Sheng Long.
Yeah.
Fucking translation. Fucking translation. That's all I got. So yeah, the PS4's really good. We haven't had a podcast since we got it, so I just really
Yeah,
need to get
that's-
this across to our listeners, viewers. The PS4 is really good. Everything that was awful about the PS3 is gone forever.
Oh yeah, that Kotaku review of the Xbox One mentioned that how you can switch between apps, like watch a TV and then go back to your game and then come back to TV or Netflix or whatever. And said that was exclusively a feature of that. And I was like, I can do that on PS4.
They don't know.
Obviously, they don't know yet.
But,
don't,
I mean, and you can do it with your voice, but you can't do it with the sensor.
Yeah,
I don't
see,
even
that's-
want to use the voice.
I'm getting a lot of there's a lot of misinformation out there about what the PS4 can do. Like a lot of people think the standby mode doesn't do anything currently.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I ran into a really weird...
Have you heard of reading?
I live in Valpy, and I have some software updates that happened while I was asleep. That standby mode is the best goddamn thing since the airport hand job.
When did you copyright that?
We're putting that quote on a t-shirt and selling it. If you would buy that t-shirt, comment on this video and say you would like a t-shirt that says, quote, that standby mode is the best thing invented since there, what was it?
It's the best goddamn thing since the airport hand job.
Just comment because I would wear a t-shirt that says that.
The APHJ.
Your parents help you set it up. Yeah, there's a ton of misinformation out there about it.
Yeah, I really want the MP3 thing to come. I'm glad that they're on it.
What I would
supposedly.
Are they sitting next to the Switch? Turn MP3s back on.
What I really like
Still
to
doesn't
see
play
instead
CDs.
is a wholly singular app.
Yeah.
Because I think Q Games could go in and make an app that plays music and video. Kind of like Q Games did for the PS3, where they had a visualizer and it plays MP3s and other audio formats the PS3 didn't even play. They took all the visualizers from Pixel Junk 4AM, and then they tuned it up and did some other cool stuff, and they're like, here we go! We'll sell this aside, Pixel Junk 4AM, so people could just buy the visualizer and play their music on it. And then Sony's like, cool. And then something weird happened, and this seems to happen a lot between Q Games and Sony. I have no idea what's with it, but I feel if they were in the States or Europe, it wouldn't happen, because Sony Japan's fucking terrible compared to the other regions. Like, you remember the Skullgirls, guys. Or did you not see that tweet?
I saw something about that.
They
where
tweeted at Shuhei saying, the Sony Japan is not replying to our emails. Shuhei, please get them to respond to us. This is important. That shit was solved within half of a day.
Yeah, Shuhei ain't riding that shit.
He's like, God damn it. Push his glasses up, completely blocked out by the glint. But yeah, for 10 months, the visualizer didn't come out. That shit was done the year before it came out. Just because Sony's so crazy, weird, hard to work with on some of this stuff. So about how the next Pixel Junk game is landing on PC, and then all these Pixel Junk games got ported to PC, like Shooter just came out in this last week, and how I directly feel as though it's Sony's fault that Pixel Junk is now another franchise that is looked at as though, well, we may have to port this to something at some point. God damn it, Sony.
Okay, so MP3s don't work. What I actually didn't look into, does it also not support a bunch of video formats?
You can't play videos.
At all?
You can only play the videos you record on the device itself.
Oh. So shit.
Yeah, so they should just make Q Games should just make a media app. That would be fucking brilliant, because I know those guys would do the proper open source software sort of approach and get all these good codecs and things in there. So that way we wouldn't have to be like, oh, I can't wait till Sony patches in support for Xvid or DivX or
Yeah, I was going to
these
say,
codecs.
like, bro, is DivX on here? Really? Awesome.
Yeah. And, good. That's how system features should work. There should be apps that come down the road that make it richer and better. Not, I hope my 7-player video chat gets patched in eventually, Sony. By the way, I love that tweet, Aggro. That was the best tweet I've seen about the PS4 launch yet. He tweeted at PlayStation saying, wow, PlayStation, the PS4 is so good, it does half of the shit you said the PS3 would do. Good job.
It's true.
Can I put a wallpaper
That's high praise.
No. I like it.
What's up?
I'm like, wait, can I put a wallpaper in my PS4?
No.
How long did I wait for that for the PS3?
Too long, because even the PSP had that shit.
Yeah.
The PS3 was such a shit show of an OS. Like, I went back and just playing games. The OS is fucking nasty. I'm waiting for menus to load and just staring at these icons spinning.
I have to admit, I sit at home and I boot up Killzone just to see how fast it is from 0 to play.
It's stupid fast.
What? Was it Wired? No, it was Tested. Tested is the website. Did a video where they checked it out. They benchmarked it, and solid state drive. They did solid state drive hybrid, which is half solid state, half hard drive. Not space wise, but those are the two components. And then the default hard drive it comes with. They compared load times and all the other things. Turns out a huge amount of benefit just comes from the hybrid drive. And since those are a lot cheaper and go up to the terabyte size capacities, that seems like a pretty good investment. Like, it chopped up a significant amount of time for games like Knack, where they would jump in and then... So, I'm not getting one now, but down the road, I'm probably going to get a hybrid drive. Solid state drive, like, chopped off so little past that. It was like, diminishing returns, bro. Fucking, here's, I don't know, a second of your life back. And I'm like, cool, that's worth $700.
You got regular, hybrid, solid state. This one we made out of depleted uranium. Why?
Damn.
Because we're Newegg and we do what we want.
I sound like an idiot, but is that the official term for RA used uranium depleted?
You deplete uranium in order to use it.
Yeah, I understand how that works.
Okay.
I just didn't know the term we use to post-used uranium.
No, after you use it, it's I don't know, spent uranium. It's hazardous waste.
Well, wouldn't it be in the constant state of depleting uranium?
No, you deplete uranium to concentrate it, or radioactive. This shit.
Radioactive?
I'm not good at chemistry.
Radioactive? Whoa.
I'm going to punch you in the gob if you do that.
Dude, fucking Sony has made that song stuck in my head. Because they did that PS4 sizzle reel at E3 that was like, welcome to the new age!
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no! Now the PS4 is gonna get that stuck in my head just by being there!
They did that, I'm like, oh, it's not the version with that chick who plays the violin. Oh, well.
I subscribed to her something like 5 years ago, and I haven't watched any video since. I don't know why I don't just go unsubscribe. I wonder how many
Take
viewers
that,
did that
internet.
for. Take that.
Take it all.
Take it all away. Give it away. Give it away. Give it away now.
Seriously gonna punch you.
Okay.